Hi, Stitchers.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 110. Today is Sunday, January 8th, and this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans and a complete and total meltdown that is being had by my son that I can hear through the wall. So if you hear toddler cries, it's because he wasn't allowed to film with mom. So my apologies.
So sad, right? So what's new in your world?
Not a whole lot. We're just recovering from Christmas. So we had back-to-back Christmas celebrations, first with my parents and then with my in-laws. And James got everything he could have ever wanted, and he got to play with his cousins and just have a great time. So, and then just adjusting to being back at work and getting back into the flow of things. What's new with you?
Well, I was back at school we went back on Wednesday, and let me tell you, 3 days at school after the break was like the longest 3 days of my life. And nothing bad, just getting back into the swing of things is crazy. But also part of my Christmas present was that Katie gave me a trip to go see the Monet exhibit. The
Ooh,
Monet, what do they call it?
like the living
Yeah.
experience thing, yeah.
And we had gone this summer to see Van Gogh and totally enjoyed it. Really, really loved it. Monet, if you go to it, is not just Monet, and there's a
Mhm.
lot to read during
Mm.
the like we had to sit through it a couple of times to make sure that we really were paying attention. We were in a different space this time, which we had thought, oh well, maybe that'll be set up differently. It'll be interesting to see. And I prefer the one at Zona Rosa.
Mm.
So we'll see. But it was still fun. It was fun to get out. We had lunch together. Our friend Athena, Stitching Goddess Designs, and Athena X, is it Athena X Stitches on
I think so.
Instagram, was with us for the day. And so we had a fun time. I got
Mhm.
cheesecake. That was the big
Oh,
thing, right?
perfect.
And other than that, we had some chats for the Black Needle on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And this is the result of that. You can see Keisha's still smiling, so we're
Yeah.
not going to torture her with those. I will be filming and showing you what I pulled out for my 23 for 23, but I just wanted to, I was starting to get it all ready, and then we were ready to film. So,
Mhm. Oh man, so many things.
uh-huh. All the pretty bags and pouches and things. I did notice as I was putting things in there that I have things that are like the little half fold pattern, and I
Mhm.
have them in big project bags. And then I
Right.
have full size patterns shoved into book sleeves.
Oh gosh.
So, you know, but we skipped right over the welcome to our video.
Yes. Hello, hello.
That's kind of become our thing, that we just skip right over that and then we catch it up.
Right, but we're really happy that you're here. Sorry we didn't ask about you before we started telling you all about us.
But hopefully you'll enjoy the video and you will like and subscribe and come back.
Yeah,
Uh Ding that bell, and then you'll get reminders when we post. We don't
right.
skip very often, only when life intervenes. So
Yes, and that was completely my fault last week. And Laura was like, "When are we going to get together?" And then it just didn't happen for us. So I was
okay,
out of the state last Sunday.
you were. Okay, would you like to start with finishes or stash? I'm going to give it to you.
I would like to see your finishes.
Okay. So I have a finish. My final finish for 2022 is the top of Early Christmas Morning from Blackbird Designs. And there it is.
Wow,
I did
so
not pull out
pretty.
my ring lights. But I changed it. They had the date on the top, and I
Mhm.
decided instead to put my initials there.
Nice.
So that was the last one of 2022, and I finished the year. See, I didn't check this. I can do that quickly. If things will cooperate, then I'll be fine. I finished the year with 34 finishes.
Wow, that's great. I got less than half of your total finishes and got 16.
Hey, you did
But
fine.
yeah, I did
16 is
look,
good.
and a quarter of the stitches I did last year were on models.
Wow.
So,
Oh, really? That's
well,
crazy, Keisha.
that's just because I didn't do as many stitches as you.
No, I mean that a quarter of them are like
Yes. Well,
models.
because I did a couple of pretty big ones.
Yeah.
So I did about 25,000 stitches in models last year.
Then my other finish, I've had my first finish of the year. It came from this book, which is the February 2020 Just Cross Stitch magazine.
Mhm.
And I'll show you the picture in here because I made a little change and I don't know how well it'll show up on camera. So it's this Cabin in the Woods by Tiny Modernist. Really cute. And actually, I sent Keisha a picture, and then Katie said, "Hey, Mom, did you remember to put in the back stitches?" Oh,
They'll get you every time. You'll think that you're done.
and there were not, I mean, it's two tiny little bushes down in the front, so it's not like that was a big deal.
Right.
But here's mine. And for all of the white, I used etoile.
Wow.
So there, if I
So
cheat it
pretty.
toward the window, you do get to see
A little bit,
the
yeah.
sparkle. So it was really sweet. And it is through the whole thing.
Wow.
I don't know what's taken me so long to get this done. I started this last year for the 12 days of stitching, I think is right. Katie finished hers. Oh no, I didn't finish mine. And that one is one that I had in a book sleeve. So see, big magazine book sleeve.
Mhm.
So those are my two finishes so far.
Wow. Amazing. Those
I
are
was
great.
pretty happy with that.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk a little stash. You want me
All
to
right.
show the things that I got in the mail and then we can show the things that we have on our devices?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you have some
Oh,
things
I
in,
do. I have a little bit of stash if you want me to go with mine first.
you can, that's fine.
Okay. So my husband bought me some needle minders for Christmas, and these are from, let's see if I can, it's Kim's Creative Needle Minders. It's Kim's Needle Minders on Etsy. So there's her information. Um, he gave me several. So I've got this little honey pot for
Oh,
Winnie the Pooh. And then I have one that says, "Feed me tacos and tell me I'm pretty."
which reminds me of the Mill Hill taco
Uh-huh. The
with
taco. Yep.
um,
A portrait of Edgar Allan Poe,
of course.
a fried egg, because I really, really like fried eggs. And then a cute little strawberry threader that's a needle minder. And my mother-in-law has a matching one. My
Awesome.
my husband bought her a few needle minders for Christmas because she said that she wanted some. And he thought that that one was neat and just thought that we needed to be twins with those. But those were my fun stitchy stash that I got for Christmas. I also got a gift card to 123 Stitch. So, but that stash will be
Ooh,
coming to me on Tuesday. So,
that's exciting. Okay, the two things that I got are my clubs. So I got my Fiberlicious Fabric of the Month, and this one is called Skyfall.
ooh,
I don't know that you really see a lot unless I open it some. Look at that.
ooh, that's really pretty.
I just love their fabrics. Now I need to actually stitch on their fabrics. Oh, I think a lot of us who do fabric clubs tend to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You get all the pretty things and then you buy fabric and you're like, ah, I had the perfect piece in my stash.
Yeah. Well, or you say, I have to save that until I get the perfect thing. And
Mm.
then, we all know what the pretty bag is. That is my monthly floss, silk floss from Silks for You. I'll show you on this side. These are just gorgeous, and they're just numbered, so I'm not going to read you the numbers,
Mhm.
but
Ooh,
oh my gosh, right?
yeah.
And really this one, they all go with this variegated one, but
Mhm.
just so pretty.
So beautiful.
I looked at my collection of them and I have a lot. So I
Mhm.
have got to get these hung so that I can see them and use them if I'd like to. Bless you.
Thank you.
So those are the two things I got. I did get from Jeff and Bree. I got money to spend for framing at the cross stitch shop.
Ooh, that's exciting. That's a good present.
That's always really exciting. And you know what? Katie did get me, what's this one? Yes, this cute project bag. Sorry, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. From the Painted Leaf Co.
Ooh.
And it just is really pretty. And this came from the Jingle Ball. Um,
Mhm.
and so we just put all of the things in here. I was like, I have the perfect project to go in it. So I used it
Nice.
before I showed it. Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I did, I did.
It's okay. That's okay. I use full disclosure. I used this egg needle minder before I showed it to you guys because it's
And then this is the time of year when designers come out with some great stuff.
Mhm.
So I found I can and I will. Our friend Melina from Count Twice, Stitch Once stitched this up over the weekend and it's so cute. So the background is a checkerboard and you only do the blue stitches.
Mhm. Oh,
But she
fun.
finished this whole thing in just like 3 or 4 days. Really cute.
Yeah. Nice. And
What do you
who's the designer on that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Silver Creek Samplers. And you can
Oh,
go straight to her website and find it there.
nice. That's really fun.
That's Keisha, always keeping me in line.
It's a freebie, guys. If you like that, go get it. And then you shared with me another freebie that we got through the Carolyn Manning Facebook group. So I'll show that to you real quick. It's Arctic Blast. And it's just a really
Oh,
fun wintry one. So if you're part of the Carolyn Manning group or want to request that on Facebook, you can go and get that.
I said that that would be a really fun snow day project, but I have not
Mhm.
kitted it up yet and gotten
No,
it
I
ready.
haven't done that either. It's
So,
really cute though.
and then we both made a purchase.
Yes, yes. So we both from Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts, we both purchased the 2023 temperature sow. Um, this is really, really pretty. I really like the bottom of it. And each of the little, arrow triangle things are represent a day.
Mhm.
And the thing that I like about this one um, is you get a couple of different, depending on where you live, whether or not your temperatures fluctuate a lot or if they don't. um, that way you can use all the colors even if you live in a place where the temperature doesn't fluctuate a ton, which I think is nice.
And Sapphire Mountain is also the designer behind Stitching Book Club.
Yes, yes.
So, but that one looked like something that I could probably keep up with. Although I will tell
Mhm.
you that I have my floss, I do not have my fabric pulled out, and I've been recording the temperatures, high temperatures for every day.
Yeah,
So,
I have purchased the items for that and they are in the mail to me, so I will have to catch up, but that's okay. And I'm still trying to decide on mine whether or not I'm going to stitch the high temperature where I live or the high temperature of where I was that day, just as kind of like a journal of where I am. I don't really go very many places that are interesting. I just go to my in laws, but it's usually a little bit colder there. So
That could be fun though if you, I mean, if you're going to frame it, it could be fun to
Mhm.
record that,
Yeah,
and then attach that to the back of the framed piece.
right. Well, and I was thinking depending on how small, because it's not very big. I was thinking about maybe trying to backstitch like a letter or something that would make me know, like if I'm visiting my in-laws, do like a DM for Des Moines or something like that. But I'm not sure. I'm undecided. I'm also thinking about maybe backstitching with a metallic or something like that around our birthdays or important days. So I've got a whole lot of ideas. Now, am I going to follow through on any of them? I don't know. So,
I'm probably changing the border color
mhm,
just because I want it to be a me color.
right, right.
But that will probably wait until the very end so that I
Mhm.
can decide what I think would look best with it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So,
And then I downloaded one more. I bought one more pattern. So I this year I'm going to try to participate in the Facebook group Fandom Stitching Central. And here's what it looks like. It's on Facebook. It's a challenge group. But this year they're going through The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and I really enjoy those. Um, and some of the challenges are to watch the movies and read the books. And so I wanted a themed piece that I could work on while I do that. So I got Not All Those Who Wander from Stitchrovia. And it says, Not all those who wander are lost, which is a quote from The Hobbit, or from, I think, the first Lord of the Rings book. But anyway, so that's what that looks like. It's really simple and I like it. And I've got the materials for that coming in the mail to me too. So
and you haven't really worked on a Stitch Rovia piece in a while, so
yeah, not for a while. I mean, I have a bunch that are working that I just need to pull back out. But yeah, I haven't really worked on one for a while. And that one is kind of a small and simple one. And it's one that's been in my favorites on Etsy for a while. So I just bought it because it went with it. I'm
I've been
trying to avoid the sun that keeps coming in on my face
yes.
if I come just a little too far.
I've been trying to convince Keisha that she should do a whip parade for us so we could see all of her projects.
Oh my goodness. Then I'd have to go. Well, I think one of our Christmas presents is also going to be my mother-in-law, the super organizer, coming to our house to organize the things. And like kind of get some storage for our basement set up, which would include storage for my stitching stuff. So if we get to that project and I get all those things, then maybe we'll have a whip parade.
Well, see, then you could do like a mid-year whip parade.
There we go. There we go. Whenever everyone else is
Full,
already done. Yeah.
full. Well, no, that's the second time. You know, there's the New Year whip parade and the mid-year whip parade. So,
There we go. Sounds perfect. You can make it work.
and if
You
you're
can tell
me,
me.
then there's a whip parade like every month. So,
Right, right. It'll be perfect.
okay. So, how would you like to jump into whips?
I would love to. So I have not really worked on a ton of stuff, but it's mostly because I've been focusing on things and I've been traveling. So most of my stitching time has been when I've been away from the house. And I've been spending most of my time just kind of enjoying people on the weekends anyway. Um, but the first thing I'll show you is I worked a little bit more on Christmas alphabet. I actually took this to my family's on Christmas. This is from the Scarlett House. And I didn't make it through the whole alphabet. This is on a piece of 36 count dwarf from Picture This Plus. But here is where I am on it.
Oh, pretty.
So thank you. I've got all the borders, and then as you can see, I made it to N. Um, I'll probably pull this back out. I'm a person where I can stitch on whatever in whatever season, and I really like that one, so I might pull it back out. But like I said, I'm participating in that challenge group now, so it's going to kind of be whatever fits the prompts. But I think this fits a couple of monthly prompts this month, so I'll probably pull it back out. The next thing I worked on, I started Cheers from Mill Hill, and I was trying to finish this. But I didn't quite get there. There are more beads to it than I thought. But this is where I got to.
Ooh.
So you can kind of see this all in here. It says the word cheers up and they're up and around. It's all those blue beads that you see right there. So I just need to
Oh,
get the beads
cool.
in. And then there are a few beads up in here. And then I'll be done with it. So I'm pretty close on that one.
That looks
Then,
awesome.
oh, thank you. I'm really enjoying that one. I just, like I said, I didn't get it done. I was kind of pushing to finish it, but I took it to my in-laws and family was around and I really just wanted to hang out. So um, then I worked on Halloween at Granny's from Carolyn Manning.
Oh, I haven't pulled my Carolyn Manning out for a while.
And this is on a piece of 32 count espresso linen from Wichelt. And I've started on this one. I didn't finish it. I'll finish it
Ooh.
today. But those are my little squares so far.
The colors are so pretty against that fabric.
Yes, I'm really liking this fabric, and I thought it was going to be harder to work on than it is, and it's really not that bad, except for whenever you're stitching with 310. Then it gets a little bit hard to see, but that's okay. I really like it though. I don't usually stitch on dark brown like that, but I like it a lot. But my big news of the week, and I haven't told you about this yet, is I worked a lot on Halloween wreath from the Frosted Pumpkin.
Oh, cool.
And
Okay.
so this is where it is right now. It's a sal that's ongoing. We just got this piece here, which is really cute with all of the candles. This is on a piece of 28 count pewter from Picture This Plus. And I finished the first part of the sal
Woohoo!
with all the back stitching and everything. So that's
That's
that.
a lot.
Yes. So I think even though I'm behind, I'm going to try to work on it, it as it came out. I'm trying to get caught up. It worked for a lot of prompts in that group this week, so I just went to town on it. So
Friday is Friday the 13th, so you'll have to pull it out.
Ooh. Oh, for sure. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. But those are all of the things that I've worked on the past couple of weeks. It hasn't been a lot of stitching, but I feel like I've made good progress on the things that I've pulled out. So that's
Awesome.
it for me. How about you? Oh, well, I know that you have a whole mountain.
And I'm
The
going to
others
show
are
those in a separate video, but what I have been working on, let me unplug this. It's charging very slowly. I am working on Winter Chalkboard from Hands On Designs. This was in a magazine to begin with, so it's not one of the 4 seasons. Those are, I think those are Let's Talk Winter, Let's Talk Spring. But I've been working on this one, and I have it on a piece of 32 count fossil from Fox and Rabbit. Sorry, I'm tucking this back away so I keep it safe. From Fox and Rabbit, and this is what it looks like.
Wow.
I should have peeked while I was on there. I am at like 45.5% complete with it.
That
And
looks so good.
I'm doing some of the snow things with etoile. I don't know
Ooh.
that you'll get sparkle, but anyway, like this is plain white, this is plain white, but the word snow and then the actual little flakes, I did etoile.
That's
Doing
fun.
more. This is really the top. There's like 2 rows. The snowflakes and things peek up just a bit above it. And this is
Mhm.
the side border. So it's not a very big piece.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
have enough fabric to
To
I
do other
went
ones.
brain dead on you. I
Yeah.
have enough fabric to do probably all of them. And
Mhm.
then I thought I'd show you my new starts. So first up, I have Hive Rules
Ooh.
from Primrose Cottage Stitches. And I only worked a half hour on this, so no laughing. This is on 25 count Garden Party from Be Stitch Me. And that's where I got,
Oh, but it's a little sweet start.
yeah, I got a little heart. And I have this cute needle minder that I got from a retreat. So that's fun to get it from another stitcher. And this one I have in this bag from Stitching Goddess Designs, and she did this in conjunction with Judy's Project Bags and More on Facebook. So this is the front, and it has this cute polka dot inside that's metallic, and then this.
So fun.
So there was a limited number of these. I'm not sure if they still had a few more of those or not, but anyway, that joined my 23 for 23. And I might just leave it out and tuck it in at the end anyway.
I wondered when you were going to start that.
Yeah.
I've been waiting anxiously.
I was trying to wait. I had to wait a long time for the fabric.
Mhm.
And by the time I got everything and got it all together, we were hot in the middle of everything else. And I thought, I'm just going to do it for New Year's. And then I couldn't wait. So I started Spring ABCs from Little House Needleworks.
So I'm laughing about this because Lara is 100% completely addicted to these charts. She loves them so much.
And I did work on the one on summer last year when
Mhm.
Chloe in Australia decided to do a summer solstice sal. And I was like, me.
And of course, it's winter here.
Yeah. So this is my big start with the snail up there.
Mhm.
But that was pretty good for a half hour.
Yeah, for sure.
So those are my starts. And that one is in this fun,
Oh, that is
fun
fun.
book sleeve. So those are the ones that I started for New Year's, and I probably could have started a dozen more because I was nutso wanting to start all the projects.
Right,
And
right.
I was trying to show great restraint, and that was not an easy thing. But then also, okay, I left this out. I got to get some things put away. I have this one, the chalkboard in this
Mhm.
cute bag from Needle Bling Designs,
Ooh,
and
that
she
is
took
cute.
placemats,
Oh,
and
fun.
so it's two placemats put together.
That's cool.
It was a really fun idea. And then the other one that I worked on, and I forgot about this, I'll just show you through here, is Life After Death. That's my long dog. I was pushing hard to get my stitches done to get caught up for 2022. And because we did the two stitch days, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, I did
Mhm.
not get all the way done. In fact, I left it at the office one night and didn't get to work on it. But I am happy to report that I did persevere, and just a couple of days into the new year, I finished off all of my stitches for the year.
Oh,
And
wow.
just wait.
Oh my gosh.
It filled in this whole section down. I did like all of
Wow.
this. So
Wow.
I started underneath the words and thought, okay, I'm just going to get in there and just fill some things in. And by the time I caught up all of my, like I did the birds, the dog was already in, but I filled in all of that stuff between the rabbit and the dog and the birds, all of this.
That is absolutely amazing. That is so good.
Thank you. And
Wow.
I would have to look to see what percentage I'm at on this thing, but I just got going with it and it was like, but this is really fun. This is why I like to work on this.
Right.
And
Wow.
it makes a big difference when it's something that you really enjoy. So it
Of
just is kind
course.
of crazy. And I
Wow.
can look. Um, I have to get back. I am at 28.14%.
Man, look at you. You got it over a fourth of the way done last year.
So
Wow.
I am doing whip go again this year. I'm still going to try and do my 1,000 stitches a month on my long dog. And that's one board all by itself. It's 500
Mhm.
stitches each time. And then I haven't even asked Keisha's permission, but I did set up my other whip go board, and there would be places where you would have to make choices.
Oh, are we finishing Blackberry House in 2023?
I don't know. I just got to visit a shop and um I saw it done and framed, and oh my gosh, it was so
Oh,
good.
it's beautiful. I'm so excited for you to
And
work on
I
that.
am through the worst part. I mean, I'm through that big urn, the worst
Mhm.
part, the big
Yeah, right. The intimidating part.
so. Um, but I've set up some different choices, and I randomized my numbers this year, put them in. I had not looked at what she had called, and what came up was 500 stitches on a focus piece, both
Mhm.
choices, both pulls. And so my focus pieces are going to be things like um, life after death is a focus piece. And so I would get kind of double duty because I would get an
Mhm.
extra 500
Right.
stitches in the month on it. And then if I have a model, that will be a focus piece. So right now I have the spring at Stars Hollow model that I need to get started,
Mhm.
and so that will be 1,000 stitches that'll count toward that. I'm sure I will do way more than that on the model this month because
Right.
it needs to get done.
Mhm.
And the other thing, I have a project I'm doing for Bree that I would like to get done in case she decides she is moving sometime soon. I need to have
Mhm.
it done. That's my floral Darth Vader. And the um the start that is like screaming my name, I had it laying right here, but I've piled things on top now. I don't know if I can even see it now. Well, that's sad. Where'd it go?
Those
It
things like to elude you.
Oh, they do. And I would have to. That is like making me nuts. Okay. Anyway, this is the day from Plum Street.
Mhm.
And because I've been organizing things, so I've been getting everything in page protectors, and I'm getting close to the end on that. And then I have to go through and take all of the notebooks and sort through things. That may be a
Ugh.
Thursday night job that I may bring a few and figure out the sorting system and get it set up. So,
Right.
what
That'll
kind
be
of
good.
plans do you have?
Well, so I know that the prompts just came out for next week for the fandom Stitching Central. I'm Team Dwarves, by the way, just in case you're in there. Uh, it's like it's dwarves and elves and hobbits and ints and all the fun things, orcs. So I'll have to look and see what those prompts are. I'm probably going to try to make Halloween wreath work some more in there. I also need to pull out Summer in Stars Hollow because I'd like to finish that before Spring in Stars Hollow starts. Um, so there is a year-long thing in the group to basically it's stitch 60,000 stitches on something, and you get a bonus if you stick with the same project. And I'm not going to get to 60,000 stitches. That's most of the stitches that I would do like in a year. So I'm probably not going to make it there. But I figured that I would use Death by Cross Stitch for that. So I'm going to, I didn't make it to the 12,000 stitches last year, but I'm going to really try to hit that hard this year because even if I do 60,000 stitches, it's still not going to be done. So so I'm gonna try to work on that one a lot because I really do enjoy that. And it's kind of I call it my Sunday project because it's one that has like a lot of borders and a lot of fill and a lot of repeating pattern that I can do while I'm watching James. Except for now he has a play kitchen and he wants me to cook with him and eat all of the creations he makes. So I might not have as much Sunday stitching time. But that's kind of one of my big goals, is to work on that one a lot this year, because I would like to see some significant progress on it. And then, yeah, just kind of see where the prompts take me. I have kind of my group of stuff that I want to work on and touch a little bit more. I didn't read all the prompts. I just saw that the next week was out, but one of them is stitch on something that you were scared to start, and another one is stitch on something that has a trick in it. So wondering if I'm going to put in a few stitches on Aberlowney 1825
Oh, there you go.
this week. So be on the lookout for that. But I've still got to sit down and plan it all out and figure out what I'm doing. So who knows? Who knows? Life's crazy, and I could just pick up anything. I didn't think I'd get that much done on Halloween wreath last week, but here we are. So
That's huge.
so
I pushed on Life After Death. I needed for the month of December to catch up, I needed about 2,500 stitches.
mhm.
So it was a lot to get in, and really I did it in just like 4 or 5 days, but I waited until the end of the month because we were doing the 12 days of stitching and I just
Mhm.
didn't have time in between.
Yeah. Well, and I'm a slower stitcher anyway. So I know that there have been days whenever you've worked on yours and I've worked on mine, and you've gotten like twice as many stitches as I do in, in the same amount of time, just because I'm a slower stitcher, which I don't get discouraged about or anything, but it's just, I know that all of my things are going to take a little bit more time. And so,
You probably
I
pick up a little time on me in that one because you're using the a DMC.
yeah, that's right. So I don't have to do each stitch individually, but
Well, and it's not
or
like
plan my path.
yeah, I kind of plan it just so that because all of my floss has a light end. It has a like a red purple end and a blue
Mhm.
purple end. And so, I have to decide which end am I starting with and how am I going to make this work. And then I start stitching and I'm like, it doesn't really matter because it all looks really pretty together. So,
Right, right.
but I do still stress over it. So I slow down some.
Yeah, and really with mine, I have a couple of different colors I'm using. One, the hearts are all in the same color. So anytime there's a heart, that's easy. I just do it in
Mm.
one. But then the other two, I kind of plan where I put those. But I just kind of look at it section by section. So
Mhm.
who knows what it's gonna look like when it's all done. It'll look nice.
Okay. Keisha said 60,000 would not finish her project. My project only has 55,000 some odd stitches to begin with. So,
Right.
I chose this one because I just liked this one better to start with. And I thought it would be fun if we were doing two different ones.
Right.
But the disparity between the number of stitches is like, whew.
Yeah, well, and mine is over 80,000, and that's just normal stitches. That's not including the back stitch. And there is
Yeah.
extensive back stitch in Death by Cross Stitch. So,
I did pick up a little bit of my back stitch because I went and looked at the section that was in my hoop and thought, I'm just going to put those in now.
right,
So,
right.
because I don't want to have to go back and try and find it all.
Yeah, no, agree. I've been kind of doing that section by section too, but I tend to miss some whenever I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, well, I guess there were a couple of cross stitches or back stitches by that fish that I didn't see. So,
And also, okay, Keisha and I had planned to start the berry bowl sampler, and we've decided that we're going to push that one back until we're ready.
mhm,
No definite date until we're ready
mhm.
because we we were way overcommitted for starts at the beginning of the year. We also were going to start sea glass on January 1st, and we've pushed that back to February.
I think we're going to start that February 18th or
Okay.
thereabouts, because I'm probably going to be busy on February 18th, but I will put in a stitch. So the reason why February 18th is this line is right in the middle of um, February 18th is my wedding anniversary, and my husband's the one who picked out sea glass. So it was either that or his birthday, and his birthday's not May. I want to start it soon.
So we decided we would wait a little bit on that, which is fine. I had the perfect fabric in my stash.
Oh,
So
really?
I'm glad we waited because it gave me a chance to dig through one bucket of my fabric. Yes, one bucket of my fabric. And I had I'm using water lily for the one I already have started, and excuse me, which is thistle, and I found another Wichelt kind of in that same line, but a little bit different, that I'll
Mhm.
be using for sea glass. So I'm excited about that. So that's three we've talked about, right? And then the fourth one is the Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And we are going to reevaluate when we're starting that, and we will get a date to you soon.
Yep.
So,
Also, I don't know if you've remembered this because in talking about this, I remembered this, but we're also starting tiny Heart Town, Tiny Valentine's Town
oh,
on Valentine's Day. So we've got two coming up in February that we're going to start together. So
in the same week.
yeah, yeah.
So
When
that's
I'm probably traveling, I don't make great plans, but they're fun plans. They're fun plans.
well, and we might adjust that date a little bit and see what happens.
It's just sitting by my stitching spot, and I want to start it immediately, but
Yes.
no, no, no.
But in the meantime, it's like, oh, how much other stitching can I get done?
Right,
So,
right.
and seriously, I'm just trying to figure out how I get things done. I'm still trying to do my 59 before 60, and I believe I'm at 24 after the last finish. And technically, when I divide it up, I should be at 40 finishes by the end of February.
Wow, that's a lot.
And the projects that I have this month are maybe not smaller, that are in my group for this month are maybe not smaller. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. No, me jokingly doing 33 by 34, I may jump ship on it. It may be more like 10 before 34.
Hey, you know what? That's halfway through the year. If you're trying to do your 60,000 stitches for the year, you can count all of your stitches and do 33,000 by
Oh,
30
perfect.
before 34.
I could do that.
And that'll put you on goal.
There we go. Okay. Lara's talked me back in. Lara's talked me back in.
Oh my goodness. So, do you think there are enough shenanigans today?
Oh man, and we have rambled for at least an hour, I feel like.
So I feel like there's nothing left to say except bye.
Bye. Have a good week.